I am going to recap a 2014 comedy movie, named Love Match. So, let's begin. Hae-ju is a professor who lives with Mina, a pretty young student in his class. At the movie's beginning, he sees Mina lying by the house in her shorts. He controls his panel towards her ass, and when she notices, she gets angry at him. She also goes to the tennis table and bends forward. He meets her and tells her he loves her and wants to be her lover. She refuses. She insists that anything that can make them date will be suspicious to the students, and he wouldn't want anything to destroy or disrupt their student-teacher relationship. She insists they are better as student and teacher and nothing else. She wears her clothes and goes to school. As she walks to the school, he follows her and follows her with her eyes, also stopping other students from looking at her. As she gets to class, she sits beside one of her crushes in class, and they talk together before Hae-ju enters his class. He gets jealous as he sees her with the boy, and as he calls the roll call, he marks her absent as she is too distracted to announce her presence. He warns her to stop whispering to the fellow student, and she also notices that his trousers aren't zipped. She calls his attention to it, and he gets embarrassed. After the class, Mina follows her crush home, and Hae-ju follows them. He watches them as they enter the house and keeps calling Mina so he will distract her. Before entering the room, her crush goes to clear the room and keeps her company. When she complains of a cold, he asks her to remove her clothes for fresh air. Meanwhile, Hae-ju keeps calling repeatedly. She ignores all his calls, gets angry and goes to the building board to write the caption "son of a bitch." In the room, Mina gets intimate with her crush. On the other hand, Hae-ju goes into his house and packs out all of Mina's load, including her underwear. He sends a message to her to let her know he has packed her load. Mina is about to get intimate with her crush when she gets this message. She quickly stops and excuses herself to go home. She finds out Hae-ju has changed the house lock. She knocks on the other room's door to make him open the door. He opens the door for her. She complains about his act and starts arranging her load back. He insists that although he knows they are more than friends, he wants them to be something better, so she tells him to be her brother. He accepts and starts touching her, claiming that siblings can touch each other. She pushes him off. The following day they return to school. At school, the other teachers tell Hae-ju to hire a female teacher to join the team instead of a male teacher. At about the same time, a very pretty lady walks past them. They look at her for a while before she comes to them to ask them for the professor as she is applying for the teacher position. Hae-ju goes to meet her, and she tells him that she is a recent graduate with a passion for teaching named Han Chishan. He accepts her immediately and tells her to attend the internship that day. As he talks, a teacher comes to disturb them and calls Hae-ju, but he sends him away and concentrates on the beauty in front of him. During the internship teaching, Chishan sits directly in front of him, concentrates his energy on her and keeps getting distracted during his lecture. He sees her off after the class, and she tells him he is a mentor to her. He returns home, and he sees Mina sleeping on the bed with just her top and pants on. He quickly removes his cloth and goes to meet her on the bed, but she pushes him away. He asks her who she expects that he will be sane while she keeps looking at her naked like that, and he warps himself around her on the blanket, but she keeps pushing him away. He goes to the library to look at Chishan while she tries to pick up her book until a book falls on his head. He goes to teach his students arts, where he watches a video of an artist and fantasizes about her body. He goes to take his student photography lectures, and his lectures are so annoying that he has to signal to Mina, so she claps him and also gingers the other students to clap. He leaves class and goes to the gym, where he sees Chishan having her training. Her ass is directly towards him, and he goes to touch her. Since she doesn't know he is the one, she pushes him away. He pretends to have fainted, and she feels she needs to wake him up, so she climbs on his body to press his heart, and he uses that opportunity to touch her ass. He returns home that night, and as he sleeps, he dreams of a female riding him on the bed. He wakes up, realizing it is a dream. That day at school, he sees Chishan having her yoga practice again. He goes to touch her, and when she notices him, she walks with him to the cafe. On the way, she tells him she wants to reduce her weight, and he wonders why. According to him, she is slim. She informs him that she wants leaner legs because she wants to be a model, and he promises to photograph her. As he returns to the office, Mina comes to him with one of her class drawings, telling him she cannot draw it well. She insists he teaches her, although he reminds her he is in the office and it may pass as a scandal, but she keeps coming closer to him and sits directly in front of him on the table. He drags her closer and attempts to draw, but they hear a knock on the door, and she quickly hides under the table. Another teacher enters, but as he does, Hye-ju screams at him to go back. He turns to leave but remembers he has seen a shoe under his chair. He returns, takes Mina's shoe from her leg and takes it away. Also, Hye-ju receives a call from a customer, and he leaves Mina in his office without a shoe. The teacher takes one leg of a shoe to his girlfriend, who has the same shoe design as Mina. Despite that she is putting on her shoe, he insists she wears that leg of Mina's shoe, so he will confirm it isn't hers. After his confirmation, he returns the shoe to the office. Hye-ju's customer asks for the best in photography, and he brags about the best. That day, he goes home with Chishan. In the car, she tells him a man is disturbing her with calls, and he picks up the call and screams that the man should leave his girlfriend alone. He takes her home and removes all of Mina's tags before she sits. She changes to her yoga cloth, and he takes her picture. They go out together that night, and he gets drunk. He returns home with her and tries to touch her. She keeps pushing him off, but he drags her to the bed, telling her he is still a virgin and she should help him. As revenge, she strangles him, and when he complains, she uses her hands to shut his mouth up and kiss her hand. He returns to meet his customer at school, and as he returns to his car, Mina enters to meet him. He goes back home with Chishan, where he asks her to have her bath. As she does so, he attempts to touch her at first. She hesitates but eventually accepts, so they start making out, and he learns how to do it. He ultimately penetrates her, and while he enjoys the riding, they hear loud knocks. It's Mina, and he knows it's Mina, but he tells Chishan that the knock is from the next door. Mina keeps knocking and screaming that he comes out, but since he refuses, she switches off the power supply to the house. With no other choice, they stop making out to find out what's wrong with the light, and as he opens the door, Mina peeps into the room. She eventually enters and meets Chishan, then reluctantly asks her to spend the night there since it's already late. That night, Mina sleeps on the floor while Chishan sleeps on the bed and Hye-ju on the chair. As they sleep, Hye-ju attempts to meet Chishan on the bed, but Mina catches him. His customer keeps sending him text messages, and he goes to meet him at the park, where he tells him that some men are tailing him. He drives behind him and distracts the men, then goes to the gym with Mina, where they have intercourse at the golf training site despite a player hitting the golf ball on Hye-ju. Mina and Chishan also become friends and go out to a restaurant together. Chishan goes out with Hye-ju's client signifying that they have known each other before, and the camera people tailing him to take the photographs. These cameramen also take a picture of Mina and Hye-ju's intercourse. Hye-ju's client tells him he wants to kill the cameraman who Chishan also catches while taking her picture. She hits one of the men, and they show her pictures of Hye-ju and Mina's intercourse and ask that she helps them get the client. She breaks up with Hye-ju and tells him he is traveling abroad under the command of his client. He drives her to the waters and returns in a very sorry mood. He calls to apologize to her while the man goes to meet her at the hotel. She takes him to the pool and puts her bikini on his head before leaving him in the pool with Mina and the photographers. Chishan settles with Hye-ju, and they continue their relationship. Mina also supports the relationship. They have intercourse and take naked pictures and the movie ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video. So click any video of 3 them and enjoy next, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching. See you soon.